I thought Russell was really good in the timeouts, talking to the guys and just saying, come on, let's go, let's keep fighting, and keeping everybody engaged. And then, what we saw LeBron do is just remarkable, what he continues to do at this point in his career, to take over a game in the fourth quarter the way he did, with just energy and will and determination was really something special.
On AD, we saw the report that X-rays were negative. Frank, do you have anything else at this point, and kind of what his spirits are like?
MRI tomorrow, and we'll know more at that point. But I got nothing more on that.
Frank, you talked pregame about what LeBron has been like over these last few days and his level of engagement. But you mentioned it. That fourth quarter when he came in, you guys were down 8 when he checked back in, and it just seemed like everything changed when he got back on the floor. He came in with an intensity. What did you see kind of behind that stretch for him?
Yeah, I mean, he frequently leads with his voice. Tonight was about his action. Just the look in his eyes and the way he was playing, the way he was approaching the defensive end, and again, the engagement that we continue to talk about. Just when he's super locked in, the rest of the group follows. And man, he was something else during that stretch in all the ways we just discussed. And then to be able to be that locked in and deliver with the shot making and the play making, it's just remarkable. And this is the #1 offense in the league, and second game in a row we held them around 100 points, largely because of that engagement that we're talking about with Bron. Like, everybody got locked in, and he just made big plays offensively.
Obviously, sickening to see AD go down in that fashion. Hope he's fine. I mean, obviously, I know he's not like great, but it's just, obviously his health is most important for him individually, for our ball club. And, I've seen it too many times, obviously, so I just wish him the best. And there's still a game need to be played at the end of the day. And I still have to make plays and to try to help us win. I was able to do that.
Of course, we saw you at the Super Bowl a couple of days ago. Aaron Donald is courtside. There were a couple moments, it seemed like, where you're going over there. What were you drawing from him? What did you see from him as he's celebrating and flexing in as you're going into the paint? How did that play?
He's the greatest defensive player I've ever seen play the sport. And I say him and Lawrence Taylor, but I didn't get an opportunity to see Lawrence Taylor play. He's the greatest defensive player I've ever seen. Before I started watching Aaron, I always thought it was Ed Reed or Palomalu. But Aaron Donald's the greatest I've ever seen on that side of the floor. But obviously just being here and watching him over the last few years, and just seeing how he's able to dominate a game. Not only with one guy on him, 2 guys on him, 3 guys. You get a running back chipping him sometimes, and he's still able to get to the quarterback, get to the running back. And obviously the Super Bowl, those last 2 plays was spectacular that he made, stopping the third and 3 by getting the tackle on the guy, and then the 4th and 1 being able to get to the backfield and make Burrow and throw an ill-advised pass. But for him to come here, I mean, obviously he had the parade, and that looked amazing. Like, those guys had a great time, and for him to just take time out of his day to come here and watch us play. I just try to take the inspiration from what he was able to accomplish over the last few days.
Find a way to get past the emotional situation it must have been with AD going down.
It's just difficult, but part of my job is I feel like one of my strengths is leadership and staying with it. So I like to make sure I do a better job during timeouts, regardless of what's going on, regardless of what happened. Staying positive and bringing positive energy and keeping our spirits moving in the right direction.
What were you noticing the most during that final 6 minutes? You guys were down 12 with like 6:30 to go or something.
Just stuck with it, defended. We defended at a great rate. Scored, they're #1 offense in the league. They scored 22 points in the 4th. Did a good job of getting stops on demand. Played with pace on the offensive end, which was great for us as well.
Russ, as you leave here, go into the All-Star break, what's the balance of kind of the short-term boost that you guys get from what was obviously a really incredible win tonight, and then also the longer-term reality that if you are not going to have AD for a certain number of games going forward, that is a big negative for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's a good combo of both, but we know it's been like this for us all year, unfortunately. You know, the most important part is making sure AD is healthy and his spirits are right, and hopefully it's not that bad and he'll be back, you know, as soon as he's ready. But until then, we got to hold it down. Guys got to step up, be ready to play. Like tonight, guys did it in the spur of the moment, and it was good for us.
Even with knowing that the AD news is tough for us, what does this win do for, do you think, you personally and anyone else that in that locker room, just to be able to, we win a game and take that into the 9 days off before the
It's good, man. You know, it's great, especially when you win with, you know, a good team that's been together for some time, and it just shows we're making growth throughout the game. We stuck with it, stuck with our principles, defended, did a great job of just having each other's back, you know, for the entire game, and it was good to see, you know, that from our group.
Will you be going to Cleveland for the gathering of the 75?
No, probably not. But that is to be determined. My mom's birthday is on Sunday, so, you know.
Balancing concerns there.
For sure.
You know, a lot of guys described uncertainty and things leading up to the trade deadline. You talked about your role as a leader and staying with games. Is it easier to assert yourself now that there's a lot of certainty about the roster and the deadline is passed?
I just think how we play is a little different than we played a little before, you know. And once I'm in position to do things and on the floor to help win games, that's all that matters. Because ultimately, all the numbers and stats and all that stuff don't really mean nothing. You don't win. And for me, I want to make sure that I'm playing the right way, playing good basketball for the betterment of my team, and that's all I can worry about.